Alright, we've got Elf 2. We have been to status. I think this is right. So I've been testing this off and on over quite some streams. This character has kind of got, that's not runes. He's got one rune. I think, yeah, he hasn't. He's been to Shoals 1 through 3. We're not going to make the mistake that Space Butler did and go to Shoals 4 right now. I am alive. I've been alive on most game. I've got a really awesome triple sword. It is not at Mindalay. That is 26, 24. Sorry. Yeah, it got lowered. Or did it? Anyhow, I still have 4 levels to go, but the cost of training it, and this is one of the problem with going for a triple sword, is like it's amazing damage, but the skill cost is incredibly high. Look at the cost of training one more level of long blades at +0 compared to any other skill I have trained. Most of my skills, as you can see, are not that high. It is only XL 18. I guess what we're going to do is go, I'm not going to do Elf 3. I often don't do Elf 3 at all, but I will if I feel like I need extra XP. So we're going to go to vaults. We have done Shoals 1 through 3. We are going to do some vaults. We are greeted by many. Do I have any special? I have Blink, but I also have Trog. Might try to enslave this guy with a couple shots. Might get lucky. They got blocked anyhow. Gonna take these guys up. Fortunately, I don't really like this. I have to be careful. I'm going to take a lot of damage. Yeah, there's 3 of these. When I take them back up, I have a nice little position here. 2-headed ogres can get hit kind of hard, and you can get the really spooky damage from the ogre mage because they do have crystal spear. You gotta watch out for that. Is that a message? Okay, never mind. Seeing if that was a portal message or not. Armor skill increasing. Oh, you bastard. Can I paralyze you? You started recall. See if I can do anything about that. That did work. Can I paralyze you again? Boy, you really had a bad time, Convoker. You did not? Good lord. How many times am I gonna get? Oh, this time we're not gonna be so lucky. Do I have RC, by the way? I do not. Yep. I took some big damage from. At this point, I'll back off and use stairs. Stair dance it. Get marked, that's fine. Spend my marked turns not on the level. Boy, the convokers. They are really convoking. Yeah, go ahead and convoke on this empty level. How about you do that? I could use a. Oh yeah, that's very good technique. They have bad MR. I think Vault Sentinels might also have fairly, but Vault Wardens have better. I always train at least like 8 Evo, so I always have better. Hex Wand, so he means enslavement, you know. They are hexes. Enslavement paralysis. Polymorph. I mean, they all check MR, so even Descent would be considered one. MR checking wand is really what that's referring to. but we say hex wands because it's easier to say. Oh yeah. The usage in DCSS is either means a spell of the Hexa school or it means something that checks MR. People might just call that a hex even if it's not actually a spell, like if it's one of those wands. Sometimes a thing will have, like enslavement used to be a player spell in was it Book of Debilitations that had it? It was the Enchanter starting book, right? Really strong spell, but we removed that because it was just kind of overpowered and more allies. You know, removing the amount of allies. This game still has so much use of allies and wasn't a very balanced spell, and it made the wand, which we kept around, more special. Wow, shaded. Better watch it. I'm gonna have to make somebody a mod to control your language. I'm gonna have to get Nope in here. My only mod. Well, that gets a lot trickier because yeah, I'm gonna have to get a mod in here and then pay him. Because things that are debuff range all sorts of stuff, and that's like, it's a lot of debuffs that don't check MR at all, really. By debuff, I assume you mean applies a status to the player. So like Torment would never be considered really a debuff because it doesn't apply any status, it just reduces your HP by 50% modulo any resistance you have. But there's all sorts of things that never check your MR. So I think it's a lot more helpful if you talk in terms of MR, since that's... I mean, it's true, yeah, you actually care about what it does primarily, not how it might be resisted necessarily, but it makes it more well-defined at least. Oh boy. It's my boy Asterion. Speaking of things that we could hex, chainmail fire resistance. Do I have Arlic? Oh yeah. I have the old... Well, my plan for him is actually just use a Vuln Scroll. Because nothing here has hexes. And... oh wow, you mited him. You little... these Convokers... I don't appreciate that, sir. I don't appreciate that at all. And then there's another Convoker. I don't really want to... I could enslave Asterion, but I would prefer to paralyze him. I have more shots of paralysis, and they are... it's easier for me to kill him. The only issue with that is he's mited now, so that's taking any hits at all, but I can duck out of Los here and get him around a corner. Go ahead and Trog's hand. I don't want to move too far because I actually want him to be stuck in that doorway if at all possible. I can go ahead and Brothers in Arms. I just don't want to get blocked by... okay, 43%. Move up here. That's not that high. And it's not happening. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Alright, so I won't say that that was like the most brilliantly conceived plan on Earth, but it did work. Now, truthfully, Asterion doesn't do that much damage, but, you know, he can haste him. He was already mited. He can haste himself, and then he can start summoning demons that potentially I mean, the Convokers were going to pull in a ton of crap because this level has not... I guess it has been convoked a bit, but it still has plenty of monsters left on it. I often... He's, you know, he's somewhat dangerous as a unique. I often save it for, like, characters like Sojabo or... Mara doesn't work, I think, as well. Mara has hexes himself, I believe. Actually, maybe he does not. Actually, I don't think he has anything that checks on Mara. It just works. Yeah, I mean, if with the Convokers there, it was kind of an annoying, complicating factor. Just actually pulling him back wouldn't have been a bad play because they can start convoking and pull stuff very quickly. I actually elected to Berserk, which is somewhat dangerous because if I get convoked with the wrong thing, it can be bad. Oh wow, a Convoker, what a surprise. I've not seen any of you guys here. Oh, another Convoker? I don't believe it. It's the first one I've seen. Thank you for the follow, Dinky Lil. Not Lil Dinky, but Dinky Lil. Get the order right. Thanks for that follow. It's Dinky Lil, not Lil Dinky. God damn it. Okay, I'm seeing if these are summoned because... we got monsters over here. Remember when I said this level still has plenty of monsters? This is kind of what I meant when I said that. Lamp of Fire, the red ugly things. Clearly I was targeting the Vault Warden with that. Okay. So he's still, I'm gonna Trog's Hand. I don't necessarily love moving out of the doorway. Well, I can just kill him. He didn't have a lot left. And, I mean... Wow, we've taken a lot of damage. You know what, Centaur Warrior? I don't particularly like you, sir. I have my javelins, too. Right, we're gonna fall. God damn it. A wizard did it. Oh my god, he's gonna iron shot me from 79 HP. Yeah, I was kind of forgetting how I also have throwing items, but that's okay. My evocables also did decent work. Too many monsters. I don't... Whoa! The pierce shot for the double Bogart kill. Powerful. Thank you for the dagger Trog gift. Getting half the point. Hey, Sally, it's not my fault. E-Bearing's game is too complicated. Well, I mean, yes, you can, but I wasn't talking about the ranged dudes, actually. I was talking about some of the other dudes that I had free hits on, that I was using wands on, besides those two. You know, problem is I just took too much damage, and those guys are going to shoot me. There's also a Vault Warden, so you know how they work. They seal and unseal the doors, so once he's in the picture, I'm not going to be messing around with doors pretty much. I saw him and I was like, okay, we're going to break out the Lamp of Fire tactics, which were not exactly pro tactics. Lamp of Fire often is not particularly great because it can be highly variable. Man, I really take a lot of damage. Just do the thing. Just do what I said and do it right. And then I win. That's all I ask. Bearing, I'm having to think too much when playing your game. It's stressful and it's taxing. Oh, now I got marked. Very unfortunate. I'm going to retreat to my handy corridor. Then I'm going to fight foes valiantly. Oh wow. Never would have guessed I'd run into one of you. Thank you for the follow. Juicy J, whatever that second word is. Hopefully it's nothing obscene. They flanked me. The monsters. They're intelligent. It's like that scene from Aliens. They're animals. How can they cut the power? They're animals. How can the monsters flank me? We still have armor skill to train, so we made it to 15. That's good. I wasn't sure how far we would make it. We'll try 18 next. Time for some La Mulana soundtrack. I think Iggy is beating this both versions of this game. I know Minmay loves this game. I played it, and I do see the appeal. I guess it just didn't... I probably need to give it a fair shot. Because I can definitely appreciate how well the game is designed. Oh, and Yogi did a full playthrough of it too, using the remake. I think he played through the first game. He had a really fun time with it. He really enjoyed it. Yeah, I mean, it's a game that so many people bring up. Top 5 best ever made. Yeah, it's in a lot of people's top. I need to give that game like a fair shake probably. I guess I have seen spoilers, but he didn't take notes. Uh-oh. You're taking huge damage. Take notes. This is my favorite song from the game. It's a really cool boss theme. Wow, Vaults 1 was kind of hard fought. Again, living the two-hander lifestyle. Very good weapon. Not quite at Mindalay. Our AC is certainly good. You know, these are decent enough defenses. Our fighting isn't very high because, again, -1. So this is the vampire lifestyle. This is why I'm glad I'm not bloodless. If we had more HP, and maybe if we... I mean, you can't really complain about a +9 plate. That's very typical. Yep, manual is all gone. I only made it to 15.5. So we have a dodging manual. We can't afford it yet. There is certainly some gold in a few different vaults, but we're not going to be... Fortunately, can't tell you what the totals are, but you can see that's like 20 times. That's an overstatement. You know, so that's 100 to 150, and then maybe 200. So there's only about 200 gold lying around. Oh wait, there's another vault on Elf 2, right? So that might be another 300-ish. So we maybe have around 500 we could go pick up, but that's still going to keep us fairly far away, so we're not going to go waste time with that quite yet. What did we train though? What did we decide to train next? Looks like dodging is still actually quite cheap. So even though we're going to train with it later, well, get some fighting instead. It's a lot more expensive, but that's all right. Step up to the warden, fearlessly riposting. If you're going to riposte, you must riposte fearlessly. This little corner here. Well, hi, Mark. Let's go back up here. Guess we can... Got him. Got him. Pull these guys up so I won't get marked again. Well, at least not by that guy. Silver does a lot of damage to these ugly things. Yep. Not for me, Sally Roses. I have dev tools. I don't ever get the bad RNG. My RNG is always flawless. So I got to remember to use Trog's hand. I don't really know any spoilers, Iggy. I don't really remember I mean, what I'll probably like, I can't really recall much specific. It just I have to feel like playing it. I'm sure when I start to play it, I might recall things from Yogi's stream, but I said nice. Yeah, I was gonna play the original, not the remake. I don't know which one you played. Did you play the original, or did you play the remake? Just talking La Mulana 1, obviously. Well, obviously, since La Mulana 2 doesn't have a remake. God damn it. I forgot the Trog's hand. We shall run. Yeah, I think that I prefer the music from the first one. But I'm sure the remake is probably kind of better to play. Entropy Weaver. Nice Staff of Earth. Yeah, I think even Minmay said that the puzzles and the well, he had something to say about it. I forget what it was. I think overall she also agreed that it's better. She's something about like a lot of the puzzles are less tedious. But there was some caveat she had. I forget what it was. I might be confusing some of what she said with some of what I had heard you say, but yeah, I should give it a fair try. Because I'd probably have fun with it. Yep. The only negative being that the music is, from what I heard of the remake soundtrack, I definitely prefer the original, but that's not really that. Uh-oh. Oh wow, Sally. I didn't realize Sally never dies. Is that true, Sally? You don't have any splats, Sally? Some people, I know various streamers who ban Kappa. I mean, everybody has some monster that they died to in some dumb death. I don't really have a problem per se with slime creatures, I guess, but you know, they're a monster who just tries your patience a lot. Some of the situations they get in are interesting, but they also are just sort of a hassle because you're constantly tested with them because you fight them in so many places, and they're just kind of always there. Brand weapon. Don't really need that right now. They're just, you know, they're in dungeon, they're in swamp, they're in vaults. Aren't they even in depths? I think they're in all. Yes, because that's where I died to one recently, was in depths. So it's just sort of like, and that's exactly how I died to it too. Was like, oh, let us test your patience with the green jay. Are you patient enough to fight it? Nope. Well, you're dead. Thanks for playing. Teehee. You failed the patience test. Please try again. A lot of crawls that way, of course. I had a feeling something really bad was about to happen, and I'm glad my feeling was validated. So there's Menas. I happen to be a vampire. I probably could have seen that Halo appeared before before Menas appeared. Also, I was kind of just in a bad situation here, taking on too much stuff at once. Good news is I have cleared out a bunch of this vault. But yeah, I'm gonna get away from the freezing wraith because I don't want to get slowed. Oh, Menas confused me. Very nice. Okay, and there's our teleport. Yeah, he has mass confused, so you kind of want to put up. He's a big problem. I can use BIA against him, which will be effective, but his damage is so high versus me that oh, you don't you give me the lecture, don't die, E-Bearing. You want me to, I'll pull up the splat ratio, I'll do it. First, Sally Roses. Who has the best splat ratio of chat? Well, apparently nobody else has their name. You have to type bang DCSS nick space your name to set your nick in LamLobot, a feature which I should add to Cerebot soon. I just need to generalize the database stuff so that people don't have to do it in SQL. Anyway, my splat ratio beat yours, so you only get to lecture me about slime creatures and Menas if you have a better splat ratio.